Have you ever wanted a stronger bench press? Let's talk about it. Well, today we're going to be talking about how to get a stronger bench press. I'll work through my deload day for chest. Technically more than the chest, but I'm cool like that. So big things when it comes to getting a stronger bench press is to ensure that you know where you're gripping and you know all the different checkpoints. So where should you grip? Typically you want to grip just a little wider than shoulder width apart. Everyone has different characteristics of the best way to set up for that. But typically you want to lay back, put your hands up against the bar, just like this. That's typically where you grab. You don't want to be way out here, and you don't want to necessarily be right in here. Very good. All that depends on the different modality and what you're trying to work with your bench press. So, now on the checkpoints, that's an entirely different story. So, let's dive into that. So different checkpoints to make sure that your bench is optimal and you're able to get as much as you can out of it is one, we have to focus on how stable you are. So the first two checkpoints I like to go over with people is make sure that your feet are driving into the ground. So this is where leg drive comes from on bench press. You will kind of want to wind your feet up back behind you and push deep into the ground. You want to make sure it's stable. Make sure your hips are evenly apart. You know, if one leg's pushing down here and the other one's pushing out here, it's not going to be even. So make sure both legs are even, pushing down into the ground. And then make sure you're not focusing on one side over the other. So make sure both sides are even. Make sure both are pushing heavy into the ground. The next thing is focus. Are your shoulder blades retracted? Do you have them pinched under you on the bench? If they're not, it's real easy for you to slide one way or the other. So make sure you pinch your shoulder blades and you hold the entire time that you're pressing. Another thing you want to make sure of is after you pinch your shoulder blades that you don't let your shoulder blades protract and get out of that retracted pen position. This can expose the shoulder to more shear pressure and it's really bad for your rotator cuff, or just really dangerous depending on how you look at it or who you talk to. After you learn that you need to push into the ground with more leg drive and you keep your shoulder blades pinched the entire time that you're bench pressing, which I would argue are the two most important cues when it comes to the bench, is you need to make sure you're keeping your glutes tight. That's going to keep your hips from shifting as much, which is going to add to keeping you more stable, which is going to allow you to push more weight and feel more comfortable doing so. So, just like Nacho Libre, do you want a stronger bench press? Okay, maybe not that strong, that's going to take a lot longer, but you want to go up more weight, you want to add an extra, 5, 10, 20, 45, however many pounds to your bench. Try this out. Now, for the fourth cue, is we need to ensure that we are bending the bar. And this is kind of a two-parter, so it's 2 steps, but actually it's just one, but there's 2 different cues that might work for you. So, one is ensuring that we're bending the bar. So we're going to have a really firm grip with our pinkies on the bar, and then we're going to bend the bar. So this is external rotation of the hands and more into supination with the hands, if that helps you. But the other cue to pair with this one is pull the barbell down to your diaphragm, not just let it come down. So bend the bar and pull it down. So this is what that looks like. Now the final cue, as you're seeing there as well on that last set, is drop it here on the diaphragm, not mid-chest, not upper chest. Drop it here on the lower diaphragm. That's going to ensure that we have the proper angle of the humerus, so the upper part of the arm, to make sure that we're stretching more of the pectoral fibers and we're not putting more stress on our shoulder. So overall, those are 5 simple steps with a couple variations of steps for different cues to help you increase your bench press. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Also, would you like to learn more about bench press? There's a lot of other things that you can do to help increase the weight, and also make sure that you do so safely and overall get more out of this exercise than if you would just do it any other typical way. So, let me know what you think. I will catch you on the next video, so stay grinding, stay smiling, as always, stay silly. I will see you all in the next video. Alright guys, new all-time PR here. Hopefully nothing bad happens.